Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I want to read text 10 about
Is there a safe way to drink?
first. I have devoted
Most of my professional life to the problem of alcohol and its abuse. Most recently as director of the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. So I spend much of many time trumpeting the fact that alcohol is a drug and that alcohol abuse is the most serious drug problem this nation faces.
nonetheless.
I believe firmly that alcohol can do more good than harm, for there is a safe way to drink.
Second, pharmacologically,
Alcohol is an anesthetic, not a stimulant.
its moderate amount it
Appears to
stimulate because it inhibits those brain centers which
restrict less civilized outbursts as well as those which make us aware of exhaustion. Then we feel sickly, blear, and emotionally
inferior. But with increasing doses, alcohol
puts to sleep the brain centers which evoke judgment, knowledge, and social control
sufficient dosage can put us to sleep for keeps by anesthetizing
those centers which control breathing and heartbeat.
Third, responsibly people therefore must choose
Rather carefully the time, place, and circumstances
chances of drinking obviously. If you are
to engage in complex mental or physical
activity,
writing, driving,
business, it is scarcely appropriate
to be under the influence of an anesthetic drug. On the other hand, if you're going to be sharing a meal or some other human interchange in a relaxed way,
alcohol can be
be a rewarding and judge to the experiment a true servant of man. 4. An essential point is that there is no safe level of drinking. In
prepare the second report.
report to the Congress on Alcohol and Health, we found that researchers all over the world were
Independently using the same level to
define safe or moderate drinking. One half ounce or pure alcohol per day, the
equivalent of 3 1 ounce drinks of 100 proof whiskey, which is 15% alcohol.
for 8-ounce glasses of beer or half a bottle of wine. 5. This limit, of course, is only a statistical average. For some people, even one drop of alcohol is too much. Nor do our finding permit saving up one day ration in order to drink more the day at no time should an individual wishing to remain
Within the safe limits, consume more than one
half ounce of pure alcohol in a single day. 6.
studies show that
The driver who has consumed an amount of alcohol within this limit is no more likely to have an automobile accident than the driver who does not take any alcohol.
alcohol,
But beyond this limit, when
the both alcohol level
the concentration of alcohol in the blood begins
begins to creep over the
5% sober level, the risk of a traffic accident jump enormously.
by the time the
Blood alcohol level reaches
2% 0.2%, the level
level of most drunk drivers who are arrested, the risk of an accident is 100 times that of the non-drinking driver. 7. The manner of drinking is also crucial. One should always sip slowly. Alcohol is a highly unusual foodstuff in that at least 20% of it is
absorbed directly from the
stomach into the bloodstream without going through any digestive
digestive processes.
Therefore, gulping alcohol produces a sudden rise in the alcohol level in the blood and H in the brain. Once alcohol is in the bloodstream, nothing with the exception of kidney dialysis machine can clear it from the blood more quickly than the body's own steady metabolic rate of 3 quarters of an ounce of pure alcohol per hour. 8. Another rule of safe drinking is that food in the stomach, preferably protein or fatty products, effectively delay alcohol invasion of our system. Food covers the stomach wall, making capillaries less accessible. It also sponges up the alcohol and carries it gradually through the digestive process, slowing absorption and allowing the metabolism and brain to adapt. So, as any experienced drinker knows, the same dose taken with food in the stomach will provide a more pleasant outcome at alcohol on an empty stomach. 9. A number of other factors also influence our response to a drink. It's best not to take alcohol when physically or emotionally upset, lonely, or in need of solace. It is true that alcohol anesthetic effect will dull the pain of loneliness, but alcohol is no substitute for another person. In other words, do not drink alone. It's also best to drink in relaxed setting. If I had to come up with an unhealthy drinking situation, I would have scraped the American cocktail party. Standing around uncomfortably in a crush of people, most of whom one does not know. One tends to glub that first drink. People like to think that the alcohol at cocktail parties makes it easier to get acquainted and intimate details of their life. In many judgments, a stranger sharing intimacies so freely is not relating to you, he is relating to himself. 11. A medical college once tasted this at a cocktail party when a woman was pouring out her heart to him. I have just murdered my grandmother. He said. The woman smiled sweetly said, "Isn't that nice at Babylon?" 12. Regardless of where and how do you drink, what you expect from alcohol is what you get. As with almost all drug, expectation is strongly related to outcome. If you are part of a group that wants to act drunk, even with small doses, you'll feel drunk. 13. It's best then to drink with people who set expectations that they that are socially useful and not destructive. Too many Americans preoccupied with drinking feel in this regret. We spend a good deal of time thinking about drinking or talking about it. Our liquor advertisement imply that alcohol is proof of sophistication of worldliness, or else it's fun. Not fun, it's funny. Just think about how he laughed when a comedian acts drunk. Thinking something is funny is a society way of giving it social sanction. It is also a sign of discomfort, for jokes are a safe way to ventilate deeper worries. Study after study has shown that Americans are uncomfortable, ambivalent, almost guilt-ridden about their use of alcohol. 14. Why is this country so uptight about drinking? In my opinion, one major reason is that our society places a great deal of stock in order and control, and being overdosed with a drug drunk means being out of control. When we see someone who has lost control, it threatens our sense of control. Alcoholism is treated because so many of us use alcohol. When we see an alcoholic, we are afraid that we could become alcoholics also. 15. If our culture were more open and less guilty about alcohol, I think we could do more for people with alcohol problem. We might also do more for our children survive complete in one 1975 showed that children in this country between the ages of 12 and 17 are already manifesting severe alcohol abuse. In fact, 5% of these kids get drunk at least once a week. 16. What can parents do? For one thing, they can alter the use alcohol of in the home. I contend that we teach our children about alcohol very early. Toddlers notice that when mommy and daddy drinks this particular liquid, they behave differently. The children can't miss the fact that it's something special, especially when we tell them they can't have it because it's not good for you. 17. I see no harm in becoming more relaxed about alcohol in the home. Even giving your children or your child a taste if you're drinking and he wants it. Why not? Other cultures do. In a matter of fact way, Chinese, Lebanese, Spanish, Jewish, and Italian people do not think there is anything special about giving alcohol to their young. Nobody makes a fuss about it. And these cultures use alcohol with the appreciable problems. 18. Indeed, always to focus on alcohol in the context of alcoholism is, I think, to miss the point. If you are preoccupied with alcohol, if you or other in your environment are discomforted by this preoccupation, if alcohol interferes with your ability to function in other necessary ways, then you have an alcohol problem. 19. Our country is very concerned this day with safety and health. We have to remind ourselves that anything the effect human being has a potential for harm. Into great and quantity, even oxygen and water, those essential of life, can harm or kill. So life is a race, and I suspect the only sure way to be safe from disease and dying is to be dead. Last, but there are safe limits that people can use in making their decision about risk taking, such as choosing to drink or not to drink, or how much to drink. We ought to share with young and old alike the best available knowledge on such subjects, and that let each individual make up his or her own mind. Thank you.